Hello everyone again, and welcome back to Pixel Mentor. Today I want to answer to a question of a guy that was on the Reddit channel. He was asking to see how to model this piece of a gun, rifle, whatever it is. I will try to explain basically how I would do it. And yeah, see you in Maya. This is like the final model inside Maya. Nothing really fancy, I would say. It's not probably exactly the same, but based on these two images, I was able to see too much details. But the point is, how we were be able to, I was able to do something like that, and with a clean topology, and do like something that doesn't have pretty much any kind of like pinching or anything like that. So it's nothing like very. There's no like very secret plan. I mean, like, there are very different way you can approach something like this, at least as a base. It's always like how you build your base geometry, and everything else come fairly easy. So first of all, you focus only on one hole, and even one quarter, to be honest, and you build the topology properly with that one. Then when it's done, you're gonna duplicate it and so on. So, and also you're gonna mirror, and you're gonna mirror in the bottom. So you don't really need to do that much modeling in terms of that things. The most important thing is like find the first right shape to have like the right curvature and everything, and then put that one on top of your cylinder. There are like a couple of different ways. You can even like use booleans to start with. I mean, like, once you build your base geometry, you can use booleans. You can even model it on top of it with the CAD tools or whatever tools you use in your main DCC. To create geometry on top of that. The things that I found the easiest probably as approach is I took like this cylinder and I took like what I thought was the best shape for that kind of like to create that kind of like hole in it. You basically need like very simple geometry. So a corner with 3 points plus like a couple of subdivision to put your asset and being able to bend it. So in this case, what I did was basically use this kind of like basic shape and I project it on top of a cylinder. I usually, when it comes to like cylindrical shape, I tend to stay like on a multiple of 4. So usually I start with 8. That is the very basic cylindrical kind of like shape that I use, or like 16, or like in this case, when I try to project this object on top of my cylinder and I do the envelope, the reason why I do this is that I want to understand right away if the subdivision are enough. So I can see right away that probably the subdivision of the cylinder are not going to be enough to have like all my the necessary kind of like topology to have like all the details in it. So what I do is like, again, I take like this one and I say, okay, let's say I'm with a 32. 32 should be enough. 24 could be good, like good too. I mean, like, depends on how many things you do, but I mean, like 32, it seems like a reasonable number to have like a cylinder. And the good thing is that you can see already that these will give me probably enough topology in these on the round size to project this kind, to create this kind of like topology. So what I do simply is like I use that one as a reference and I try to start to build topology on top of these to create like the right shape to do like what I need to do later on. So let's say this one, I can add another one here, maybe another there, and another there. And in this case, I've built like enough geometry to like project all the points that I need here and there. You know what I mean? So after these, I can cut it out, the geometry, I can cut what I don't need, and I can recreate. I mean, like I can freeze first of all whatever is my geometry underneath. So this one I can like delete history, so it's not gonna be like projected anymore. And then in this case I can start to like delete the polygon that I don't need on the cylinder, because I'm gonna like, let's say, merge whatever is coming from that one. So again, as I said, you can work like thinking about the symmetrical stuff, so you can work only on the first one, and then you can clean up everything until you have like the right geometry. So obviously you're gonna need to add some subdivision here, but more important is these pieces here, because now you need to like basically create like those shapes. I think you don't need this one. So delete. I don't need this one either, probably. Yeah. And so yeah, as simply as that, you start to like move your vertices around to like match those two things together. So let's say that you're gonna do like this, gonna move it there, here's gonna move it there, here's you're gonna move it there, here's you're gonna move it there, this there, and so on and so forth. And then you're gonna have like your basic geometry done. Here's one can go there. Here's one can go there. Again, I'm just like rushing to show you what's the approach. And this is the basic approach. So I mean, like, there's no real secret on how you build this kind of things. That obviously you need to pay attention to maintain the curvature, to not screw up like the curvature of the shape and these kind of things, you know. But that's it. I mean, like, I think this is the simplest approach. Use always the basic and the more simple geometry out there, and then with a bit of work you create something like this. You recreate a bit of topology, you see how to connect those things, and then when you have the basic geo, what I do usually to create like, to avoid like tension, I don't usually extrude these very close vertex here. I usually do an inset and then I extrude. So let's say that I have this one. So extruding directly this one that's gonna be here, I'm gonna probably create a pinch on this corner. What I do usually is like I create an extrusion with a little bit of an offset to create some supporting geometry, and then I extrude my stuff. Okay, so in this way I have, like I did here, in this way I have a very clean supporting edges, and in this case I can add like my edge loop here and my edge loop there, and I can have a very sharp corner in that regard. This is usually the approach that I use. So I don't know if you have like any question, if you have like any more things you want me to show you, I'll be more than happy to help you. That's basically it. So other than that, happy Pixel. Ciao.